What's up, guys, and welcome back to the first episode of a brand new series. It is, of course, the Monaco series, which I'm going to be running alongside the Bromley series. And because I don't know if you've seen the Bromley video, if you haven't, go along and check that one out. It should be a pretty good series, that Bromley one, if I can avoid the sack. Slightly giving a spoiler away potentially, but hopefully I don't know when I'm going to be uploading this, so maybe it won't be a problem. But anyway, as I was saying, I was expecting when I put that voting video up for everything to be, just be split down. It was split down the middle. I was expecting a clear winner, but it was split down the middle. Half of you wanted Monaco, half of you wanted Bromley, and good reasons for both. For those who did put reasons, and so I've decided what I'm going to do is go with both. I didn't initially really want to. And side note is that this is not my Mac, this is my regular Windows PC, which is my old laptop. I've gone back to this one to record and upload videos because it's got all the graphics, and also because I really don't mind rendering videos on it and potentially ruining it, which rendering obviously has a habit of doing. So that's that all out of the way with. But with regards to that Bromley one, I do hope it's going to be a long series. However, there are lots of speed bumps going to be coming up in the way, which you'll see in the next couple of episodes. I think I'm going to upload this on Wednesday, with the next episode of the Bromley coming out on a Friday. So I think I'm going to do Bromley Monday and Friday, and this once a week on a Wednesday. Maybe I might increase it. I probably will end up increasing it, let's be honest, to twice a week. I don't know when those days will be though, but I'll inform you all of that in the future. However, I set my objective as Europa League, and you have already seen the transfers. I've not made any new deals. This is exactly what you saw before. We've got Cresci on the left wing. I think that's how you say his name. That's how I've heard it said before by commentators and whatnot. So Cresci on the left wing has been brought in. Balanta, this guy is incredible. He's got like untapped potential in the game. You can make him as good as you wish, and hopefully we hope to make him a star. Kara is my another centre back I brought in. Can play defensive midfielder as well. I've liked this guy ever since he played in Norway. And you used to pick him up really cheap, even cheaper than 3.5 million, which is still nothing really for his ability. Ruffier has come back to the club from Saint Etienne. Strandberg has been brought in from Rosenborg as a really cheap centre back. Again, known about this guy since for the last couple of years in the game, and he's always been one I look to pick up. Honda, I could have picked up on a free transfer, but Newcastle and I think Everton and among other clubs were interested in him and already paying the price and willing to get him now, sort of thing. But I could have picked him up for free in January because he is obviously available to offer a contract to. However, we did get him now for 1.58 million. Is just nothing at all for him. Belisouci, I don't know how you say. I always used to say his name wrong. I probably still am saying his name wrong. I'm not going to lie. But this guy, Italian centre back, real cheap again to pick up. He's slightly aggressive. He's a bit of a psycho. I might give him some counselling or something like that, really to calm him down. He's a bit of a determined psycho. But maybe that could come in handy. You never know. Someone might pick on our old guys, and he's not got composure either. So maybe you never know. He's bold as well, if I remember rightly. His picture, he's pretty bold. So it does scream Phil Mitchell, even though Phil Mitchell's got a little bit of hair. Anyway, I'm going completely off topic here. Cavander's a Belgian right back I brought in from Lazio. He's going to be in rotation with the other signing I brought in, which right back I brought in was Cochia. And I've liked this guy for a number of years now, and I really do hope he goes to a Monaco or a PSG in the future. This guy, Batshuayi, whatever. Another Belgian player, young Belgian striker, picked up again for really cheap in 2.5 million. I've seen how he progressed in the year 2022, I think it was. I don't know what club he was at. I think it was AC Milan on that save. And he was a really good striker to go alongside the likes of Benteke and Lukaku for Belgium, and scored a number of goals, so he's a really good player. Kirchi is a left and right winger. He played for Torino. Picked him up on a loan deal. I don't know why Torino are getting rid of him. He's transfer listed as well. I really don't know why. He's like their best player. Dodo is a player I brought in for a lot of money. Probably more money than I'd have liked to. However, my hands were tied. I needed a left back. Better than Kazawa. And this was just the young option I thought I'd go for. And the final... got Javi Garcia as well on loan from Manchester City. Having to pay 55% of his wages is not ideal. 50%, sorry. But he is a really good defensive midfielder. Anthony Riviere has been brought in as an experienced right back, so it does mean we've got 3 right backs, which could be potentially become an issue. However, Cavander can play in a number of positions, which could come in handy as well. So players leaving. Poulsen went to Al Ain, and Campos went to. He didn't go to Marseille. I set him as a loan, available for loan, and he went to Marseille. But I was like, no, I'm not loaning him to Marseille. So I recalled him straight away, and then sent him to Ajax for a loan spell because they got good youth facilities, aren't in the same division as me, which Marseille obviously are. And also, the reason he's gone away now, a number of you are going to be going, no, you got to keep him. However, I couldn't get him in with my squad because of the non-EU players. He doesn't fit that, and I couldn't get him out. Ideally, I was going to try and send him to Spain, where he didn't have to be there for a couple of years to get Spanish nationality. However, it didn't really work out. Ajax was the best option for him, really, and you never know what the situation could be next year with regards to our non-EU players. Other players, Subasic went to Zanetti instead. We more or less did a swap for Ruffier and Subasic, except obviously money was involved, considerably more for Ruffier. But all that means is our squad is pretty solid at the moment, pretty stacked at the back. Actually, defensively we've got a lot of options, but really that's quite good because it allows me to use Strandberg potentially further at the pitch as a defensive midfielder, both ball winning and anchorman. And also because Carvalho and Abidal are so old and going to be leaving us pretty much at the end of the year, I don't tend to keep them really around, so they're moving on. So it does mean we have got that option, we can focus on other positions going forward with our transfer budget, which will hopefully be significant going forward in the future. But today we are playing Bordeaux. Now, today I've gone without wingers, which you might be thinking why, considering I brought in Kirchi and we've got Rodriguez can go out wide. A number of guys who can play those wide positions, but Carrasco is injured, and it's one of the reasons because I like Carrasco. I really do want to develop him as best I can. But I don't know why, but whenever I've done Monaco in the past, this is the formation that seems to fit best initially. Then I can switch it up to that 4-5-1 formation or just vary things up a little bit. Now I've said that, we will probably lose this game. But Bordeaux is not easy. Bordeaux have won Liga not too long ago now. So in the not too distant past, they have been the champions. Laurent Blanc, I believe, took them to the title. But today, I think our objective today, initially, for this game, is to ideally win. Of course, we want to win with Monaco. We spent loads of money, and we got Falcao. But I think if we get a draw, I won't be overly disappointed because I think Bordeaux are going to be very difficult for us. However, in real life, that's not really the case. Whenever I've seen them play, which is a number of times now this year, they've not really impressed me, to be honest. Well, not impressed me in the way that Monaco and PSG obviously have, as well as a number of other teams. However, we had a ton of injuries, as you saw just then, and we had a load of players coming back from injury and whatnot for this game. We've had so many injuries in pre-season. I've not played. We lost 2 and won 1 in the pre-season. Pre-season is irrelevant, so I'm not really going to show those. It's because I didn't get any players on the pitch. I was so focused, obviously, my whole attention was on transfers, rebuilding the squad, because I feel the squad I inherited, and in real life, obviously, is imbalanced. It's not balanced enough. And there's not enough. Yes, they've got, I've said it before in my PSG and Monaco, Let's Talk PSG and Monaco video. Yes, they've got some amazing players in the likes of Falcao, João Moutinho, Rodriguez, Kondogbia, even Kazawa is a good player. They've got a number of players. Carrasco's a good youngster, and we've already considered a goal for Bear scoring against us. Is he the former West Ham one? I think he is. I think he played for West Ham. And they've got some really good players. However, to compare them to PSG is crazy because PSG are so far ahead in terms of what they've done with their squad. They're so far ahead in adding depth to their quality. Monaco have only got real quality in a couple of positions. Whereas PSG have got it all throughout the squad. So we're not going to be winning the league. For the squad again, 2-0. This is totally unrealistic. I've said it before, guys. I've said it before at the start of my Aston Villa series that I've managed the likes of PSG and Monaco, and you don't get realistic results at all. At all, you don't. I've said it's difficult. This is not representative of how Monaco are like in Liga. I don't know what it is. I really don't like this year's match engine. I've not liked it since day one. I really don't like it. I was very vocal on Twitter with saying I really am not a fan of it. Formations don't seem to click. Still formations. These are the only 2 formations I can get to work. Initially, for the first few months of your saves, for me anyway, unless you're really lucky, or just miles better than everyone else, which in theory PSG are, and I failed with PSG. It just doesn't seem to work. I don't know why. And it's okay saying, yeah, but you've got to give a tactic time to settle, but 6 months is too long for that to happen, because you get sacked in those 6 months. Monaco, if we're not clicking within a month or two, you get your position is very much under threat. Don't tell me we're 3-0 down. No, right. Let's try and get back in this game, but this is totally unrepresentative of what Liga is like with Monaco. I'm going to put Kirchi on as a false striker as my final substitution. I don't think it's going to make any difference, and I think we have now lost this game, which is just complete BS. I can't remember what they did initially on this first game of the weekend. I think it was either a draw or Monaco win. Bordeaux, I'm almost 95% but sure, certain, without looking, that Bordeaux did not win the game. I think it was draw. I think Monaco. It was so long ago now when I watched it. I think Monaco took the lead and then Bordeaux equalised. I think. I can't remember, guys. I can't remember. But this is not representative of how it is. And I guarantee you, because I'm going to do this monthly updates, I guarantee you next month I'll be saying the same thing, and the same thing the month after that, because we'll have a slow start, which again is just BS. But we'll stick it through, because eventually I do believe that if we can stick it through and we don't lose our job, which is probably will if we don't get things going, then things will be good, and then eventually our quality will shine through and we will eventually start to win. But 10 shots with Falcao up front, 10 shots, none on target, really? The best striker in the world, arguably, alongside Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Cavani, of course, and Luis Suarez now in real life. Really? No shots? What? Just a handful of shots on target? This is not a good way to start the series off with, guys. Diabite, Marino, Faber. Can we get this over with? Yep, there's the game over with. 2-0 defeat. Got to bounce back against, I think it's Montpellier we play next at home. Got to bounce back with that one. PSG obviously got their win. We got hammered on possession, which again is rubbish. Monaco always seem to win the possession battle because teams are so scared. It weren't as bad we were, but whatever. Maybe the players will take time. I mean, okay. Another thing is, it's okay to say, "Oh, you made loads of signings, so you got to give the team time to settle." I've done this and not made any signings at all, and it's still the same way. It's the same way. It's almost. I don't want to go as far as to say it's scripted. I don't want to go out and say that, but it's very, very repetitive in how the results go, regardless of what you do initially in Liga. I find, and generally throughout the game. However, next episode will be. Who will it be? Marseille. Just a couple of games, then we've got the big Marseille derby game. I think it's a derby game. Of course it's a derby game. We've got a Marseille derby game next up. So we'll probably end up losing that, let's be honest. Bottom of the league after one weekend. Good stuff. Let's hope we can win the league now from this position. I highly doubt it, but I will see you guys next time.